Is it a musical? Is it not a musical? I would say it's like 80% of the way there to a musical. Most people hate musicals. I'm not a big musical fan. I don't have a big musical knowledge. I enjoy some musicals, few musicals. A normal traditional musical will open with like a overture, and it'll take like snippets of all the songs and it'll cut them together in one piece.
Yeah.
And it'll open up and it'll be big and bombastic and the opening credits. It didn't have that. And then like a traditional musical as well, if you think like about The Lion King, like their original songs written for the story, which progress the narrative directly. Like
that is true.
Mufasa dies, Simba's abandoned, he's thrown into the wasteland, shit is terrible, and then Hakuna Matata, like it takes him from A to B. He ages in it.
Yeah, it's a montage.
Finds a new place. Like these were just random songs. There was a Stevie Wonder song I liked, there was a Bee Gees song I liked, but they weren't singing about the actual story. They kind of told the story, but at the same time, he's just sitting on a phone smoking ciggies, singing some random song. So we open with like this 1950s style Warner Brothers cartoon with the Joker. There's some like Freudian thing going on. Sigmund Freud, the guy that kind of like modernized and came up with a lot of like current practices in psychology. He had this idea of the shadow. That's what Tools 42 and 6 is about. My shadow.
Well, 46 and 2.
Yeah, my shadow. It's like your other self, your like other version of yourself, and that's a big theme within.
Like, I guess like in Dexter would be like his dark passage or whatever he talks about, like the darkness within.
Yeah, your shadow in Freudian, if you will, and that's a big thing throughout the film. Is Arthur Fleck and Joker two separate people, or are they the same guy, or does Joker not exist? Was he in his right mind? Is he crazy? Who's to blame? So yeah, I really like this little 1950s opening cartoon. It was incredibly well done.
I did not see it coming.
No, it's a crazy way to open a movie, but I loved it.
Yeah, it was brilliant. And it makes you, when they're talking about the movie, like, that they filmed about it, were they talking about the first Joker movie, or were they, like, as if that was released in their world, or were they talking about that animated version that was at the start of the film?
I think just in their world, some, like TV movie came out about the Joker.
I like to think it would be like, it's like what the first one was to us, how fucking it was like crazy good and everyone loved it, man. It was like a phenomenon when it came out, you know?
It was massive!
Yeah, I got a lot of hate from critics, but then just exploded in the audience. Like,
this one is not doing well at all, which is kind of surprising.
And consider, now that I've watched it too, I feel like it's getting a lot more hate than it deserves.
Alright, so I watched it once the other night when it first came out. I went to a 9:30 session, and yeah, look, I'll say this about it. It's beautiful, it's artistic, credit where credit's due, it took a risk, it did something different. I complained about the MCU for a decade, just making the same fucking movie over and over again. And I said that they should have done something different and tried something new. This did that. In some ways it works, otherwise it doesn't work. My second viewing I did appreciate and enjoyed a lot more than my first viewing, but for me personally, like, it's a slog. It overstays its welcome. It goes way too long.
If it had gone for, say, 2 hours, I reckon it would have been good.
Yeah.
There was the point where it's like, okay, this feels like the end. And then it goes on for another half an hour.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And not a whole lot happens, really.
I literally thought it was going to be the first half of the movie was him in the whole prison thing, then they're going to break him out into the second half. You're going to get like Joker and Harley Quinn like out about doing their shit. It did not.
It's 2.5 hours. And a lot of it is like his life in prison, which I liked, the brutality of everything in there. It's a very like somber, dark, depressing fucking movie.
The first one was too, though.
It was, but
it was more depth into his psyche.
It had more like going on. Like it is a quicker pace and it's more upbeat and it's more fun.
He couldn't actually kill people in this one.
Yeah, this one. He could have. He could have just like broken out in the first 5 minutes.
No, but that's what I mean. In the movie they made, he couldn't do it.
Yeah.
They didn't make it like that into as a possibility of something he could have done.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, they could have very easily made a very different movie. He could have just literally been on the way to his fucking trial, and then bang, the fucking thing happens, he gets free.
Your typical sequel, you can imagine it.
Oh, he's already on the outside.
You watch the first one and like the sequel's already there. But like I said, it doesn't 100% succeed. But I'm always critical when they're just doing the same fucking movie again. Did we really need to see Joker 1 again?
No, not per se. And the weird thing is that there's no part the musical element I didn't dislike. I thought that was going to be the thing that I hated the most about it. I thought, but like it worked. It went for like not every song, mind you. There was a few I was just like, oh my god, is the song really necessary? Like after which part was it? But all courtroom scenes.
Yeah. So,
you know how he does that tap dancing bit and shit like that? I didn't feel that was necessary.
Tap dancing part was like one of the
it was cool.
musical moments I enjoyed more so than other moments.
On a story basis though, on a story level, that song had no purpose. Most of the songs are driving the narrative forward.
Yeah, they are in a way. So yeah, is it a musical? Is it not a musical? I would say it's like 80% of the way there to a musical. Most people hate musicals. I'm not a big musical fan. I don't have a big musical knowledge. I enjoy some musicals, few musicals. A normal traditional musical will open with like a overture and it'll take like snippets of all the songs and it'll cut them together in one piece. And it'll open up and it'll be big and bombastic and the opening credits. It didn't have that. And then like a traditional musical as well, if you think like about The Lion King, like their original songs written for the story, which progress the narrative directly. Like
that is true.
Mufasa dies, Simba's abandoned, he's thrown into the wasteland, shit is terrible, and then Hakuna Matata, like it takes him from A to B. He ages in it.
Yeah, it's a montage.
Finds a new place. Like these were just random songs. There was a Stevie Wonder song I liked, there was a Bee Gees song I liked, but they weren't singing about the actual story. They kind of told the story, but at the same time, he's just sitting on a phone smoking ciggies, singing some random song.
That's true. That is true. There's moments, I feel like that isn't like the full part that is the full musical parts where they're singing their own shit.
Yeah.
Like, that's based on their character. And then they seem to go into the covers when they do the main performances.
There might have been a few that were original. There's one where he's singing The Joker Is Me.
Yeah, that one.
That might be an original, or it might be from like a 1930s musical.
It could have not even be talking about fucking the Joker. It could have been legitimately like, I'm a fucking Joker.
Oh yeah, there are songs that say the Joker in it that aren't Batman, it's a word that exists in language.
That would be crazy coincidence though, because that would fit.
I feel like it was the 1930s. I have no basis.
It did. It sounded like it.
It feels like they'd pulled it from some old musical. I'm not sure whether it was an original.
I would be interested to find out.
So yeah, it's funny. People fucking hate musicals, and it is a genre unto itself. But it's weird that people like music and then they like movies and they like music in movies. But as soon as people start singing, they're like, "Fuck this! I don't fucking like this. I like music. I like movies. I like music in movies. But as soon as anyone's singing in that movie, I'm out."
Yeah,
Also, another reason it wasn't all the way to a traditional musical is in a traditional musical, like the songs happen in the story. Like, some parts in a movie, the music is playing to the characters in their world, other parts we're just hearing it. But in a musical, like, in their world, the characters themselves are actually singing and doing this thing. A lot of the songs, it would happen, and then it'd kind of go back and be like, oh, that didn't actually happen. It was just in Arthur's imagination.
Yeah, I thought he was like, even though he was imagining the music, I thought he was singing that in the actual place.
Courtroom.
But to find out, it's just once again.
It just cut and went back. So singing in the rain, like when they're singing, that's happening in their actual world. Some of the songs did happen in their world, like when they're on the phone and stuff. They're the songs I least enjoyed. The bigger and more bright and bombastic the song, the more I was into it. But the times where Joaquin's sitting and just smoking and half singing, he's a good singer obviously. I love Walk the Line, that's a great movie.
Yeah, completely different singing style to that.
Well, he's playing the Joker, so he's not singing big a lot of the time.
He's singing how Arthur Fleck would sing.
Yeah.
Which is cool.
Which is kind of a disservice to Joaquin's ability to sing.
As long as you should look at it for what it's supposed to be, though, it's fucking awesome. He's still hitting notes and everything like that, even if it was his delicate sort of.
He's all raspy and kind of speaking them, kind of singing them a little bit. I made a tally. 13 songs that were in this movie, so that's quite a fucking few.
Yeah.
And musical pieces, not just obviously a song is playing while they're driving or something. So yeah. A lot of them are half songs, they don't go for the full 3 minutes, they'll be a minute and a half.
Thank fuck though, right?
But yeah, 13 songs. And yeah, not a lot happens. It's a very slow, in a lot of ways like courtroom drama as well.
It really is.
It's a musical and then in part a courtroom drama.
It's a courtroom drama, and then you got the actual prison side of it, which is just him being mistreated in prison.
I really liked all that.
They didn't play into the whole public going crazy as much as I thought they would have. I was expecting that explosion to have more of a build-up than there's people outside going crazy.
It's like right at the end and then nothing comes of it.
Yeah, like legit, he's got the comment, okay, cool, we're going somewhere now. Like, this may be the end of the film, but that's leading straight up to him as mob boss in the third film. You know, then I'll get I want to see this Joker being the Joker.
People wanted to see him with the Batman, and that was a lot of the criticisms. They're like, I wanted to see him with the Batman.
I never expected this Joker to see Batman as soon as the first movie ended when Bruce Wayne was like this big.
Yeah,
Did you want it to jump 20 years in the future?
He does interact with the Batman in the first one. He talks to him. He's like a little kid, so yeah, I don't know what they could do with that. And I don't really need to see him fight the Batman.
I didn't. I just wanted to see him
do stuff.
Get his fucking underlings, because people were starting to follow him. They were just following him.
Yeah.
You know? So he could have had his underlings and started doing his petty crime and shit.
So you're saying you didn't want to see him sit around and smoke ciggies for 2.5 hours?
It was a close second.
Lots of smoking in this movie. Smoking looks cool and will always look cool. It's bad for you, but it looks fucking cool.
It does. There's no arguing that. That's why back in the day, like on our parents' day, oh, you're so cool if you smoke, you know? That was just a classic thing.
And you will always
even
be
on
cool
movies, they'll wear the fucking leather jacket, the sunnies, and they'll be smoking that like Grease's haircut, and they'll be like, hey, it's cool, man.
All the shots of like the lighting and his silhouette and the smoke pillows.
Yeah.
Plumes. It looked fucking beautiful. I want to give a shout out to Brendan Gleeson, that main guard. He's a fucking brilliant actor. There was a fair bit there with his character. I wouldn't say it needed more.
Yeah, he was.
But there could have been more. Like that relationship there could be an entire movie.
Yeah, that was probably one of my favorite parts of the movie, is their relationship.
Yeah. It kind of seems friendly on the surface, but really this guy's just a terrible human being.
Classic point. The second, one moment where Arthur's like, "Thanks, buddy," and taps him on the back, and then he grabs his head and throws him across the room. Yeah, it's just like I'm not your fucking friend.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? It's just like I'm essentially using you as my jester, my joker. Yeah, you're a fucking joke, mate.
Yeah, I'm pretending that we're friends, but really, I'm fucking a psycho, just as much as a lot of people locked in here, and he murdered that guy and stuff.
This is just the way he is trying to make his day at work go faster. You know, we'll try and think about something cool, or sing a song or something like that. He just fucking chokes a cunt.
Yeah. You should watch In Bruges and Banshees of Inisherin. They're two movies with him and Colin Farrell where they play side by side, and they're fucking amazing, brilliant, beautiful movies, and he does a great job, and I love him because of them, and I loved seeing him here. And yeah, I could have used more, but at the same time, they had a fair bit of a relationship going.
And I think he definitely had his moments. He got moments in I wouldn't say the spotlight, but directly to do with his character. He
got a lot of time. He's one of the main characters.
More time than that chick in the first movie who was he was obsessed with.
Yeah,
you know?
Domino or whatever. Yeah. What did you think about Lady Gaga and Harley Quinn and their relationship?
I thought I was gonna hate her a lot more than I did. She was convincing. I'm pissed off they didn't even once do the pigtails. That's fucking Harley Quinn, mate. You need to do it at least once.
Yeah, I liked her. I enjoyed her. I thought her performance was good. She's a good singer. I enjoyed looking at her giant face. I thought they had chemistry and charisma together.
Too.
Especially at the end. But then he just kind of denounces the Joker and she just leaves and that's it. And we don't really know who her character was, and it just ends, and it feels weird and anticlimactic.
I really enjoyed their relationship because the way she manipulated him. Do you know what I mean? For instance,
she lied doing the stuff.
When she told him she was pregnant, whether or not she was is a different matter.
Yeah.
But when she said she's pregnant to him, he doesn't take the news well. She starts singing a song that she knows is going to turn his mood around so that he thinks of it in a different light.
Yeah.
And she does that multiple times through the film. She's knows he loves music and is using that to to control him.
Yeah.
So that's what she really wanted in the end, I reckon. She wanted him to become Joker, and then she can manipulate him to do as she wants.
That's fair. She was just like a fan, like any one of the other fans.
Psychotic one.
Sitting outside, yeah. And then when he didn't commit to the Joker, she was like, I'm not here for Arthur Fleck. I'm here for the celebrity, the TV personality, the infamous Joker.
The chaos.
Yeah, and once you're out, I'm out. But yeah, at the beginning, I thought they had really great chemistry, but I don't know, it felt like it didn't really go anywhere, really.
It didn't.
Like, they were on the stairs, and then it's just like, she's like, meh, and he's like, ugh. And you're like, what?
Yeah, she gives him nothing.
Yeah.
Like, nothing. Please just talk to me. And she's just saying and do it.
Yeah.
It's like, wow. That's like, I'm not even acknowledging that you're desperate for my opinion on whatever you ask me. It's fucking cold.
Yeah. I tip my hat to Joaquin Phoenix once again. Obviously, the guy is a great actor. We all know that. We don't have to harp on about that.
He's amazing. There's no fault of him in this film.
He did a great
whatsoever.
job. Even the dancing and the singing and the tap dancing, did a really good job at all that. The fact that he lost all this weight again is crazy, because that's not easy, and that's not good for your body to be that skinny. And I feel like he did it again. It looks like he did it again.
100% he did it again. The way his shoulder bones were just like protruding out.
Yeah, I think that's all real and not like enhanced at all. But yeah, kudos to the guy for going to that level of commitment for this role.
I can't imagine him not going to that level.
He definitely did it the first time, and it was fucking crazy.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's not good for you, eh? Like, that's...
But you bet he's feasting like a king now. Eh?
Yeah. Even still, like, that can like shrink your heart and make your bone density weaker and stuff, and your bones can get smaller, and
it's not healthy.
No, it's like gaining a bunch of weight and losing it. It's just as unhealthy. So yeah, kudos to him. My favourite scene, I think the best executed scene on a dramatic level, was when the dwarf guy comes in and pleads his case. That was like genuinely, a lot of the times I found myself like half watching, but also kind of wishing that the theatre would catch on fire and we could all get out. But that moment, I was genuinely like immersed and captivated and
you feel so
emotional.
sorry for him.
I felt things.
Arthur thinks that he's like, yeah, you should still like me. I didn't hurt you, you know. And then he hears how like traumatized he is by the event, and he feels horrible. And that and old mate getting fucking strangled to death. Just that killed his drive completely. If those two things didn't happen, he would have been like fucking.
Yeah, and hearing his mum was making fun of him, that took a piece of him. It really is just like the complete and utter like emotional and physical destruction of this character.
I just really wish they had played into him losing it and just embracing the Joker and becoming the Joker.
He did the opposite.
I didn't want him to get shivved in a fucking hallway.
Yeah, so I watched it the first time and then I rewatched it, and I thought the guy that Brendan Gleeson's character strangled him was the guy that stabbed him at the end. So this second watch through, I was watching it thinking, oh, he's gonna kill him, blah blah blah. But then it's just like some random guy.
That's not some random guy. The way he was, he's been like that. They've been focusing on how much attention he's been paying to Arthur the entire movie. Like they kept showing close-ups of him watching him and smirking and shit, and like really getting like sort of shifty, like sort of like he was at the end when he's all smirking and like doing that shit. Yeah, that was the whole movie was building to it.
Yeah, kind of, but like he wasn't a character.
It doesn't make sense, really. I thought that when I saw him at the start, and I'm like, okay, they're giving that guy a lot of focus. I thought he was going to be his number one like henchman, his tool.
But that guy that gets killed, that's not the guy that stabs him in the end.
No, that's the guy who was
the guy that stabs him.
The Saints come marching in.
Yeah, I don't remember any like. I guess there were like shots, but I don't remember any shots of that stabby guy like doing anything.
Oh, well, I don't know. Well, me and Chrissy were talking about it. I just didn't want to talk to you about it because we're having this conversation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There was a lot of close-ups of him that I was getting suspicious of him.
Okay, I missed that.
But I thought it was more he was going to be like the Joker's tool.
Yeah.
As opposed to the tool of his death.
Yeah, no, he just kills him and that's it. And I was like so out by that time, both viewings. Like by the time it gets to the end and he dies, like I am not caring at all. I'm just like, get me out of here.
That should, as much as I care about his character, I should have felt more at that moment than I did. I was just like, what a waste. Like, where the fuck? I'm never gonna get that thing of the Joker I've been waiting for since watching the first movie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We got a taste of it at the end.
Yeah.
And then that's it. You gave me a second movie and you still didn't deliver that?
Yeah. It subverted expectations in a classic Rian Johnson way.
But I enjoyed watching it.
It was a good movie. It was well executed. It was interesting and artistic. They did something different. They took a risk. They rolled the dice, which I'm always asking them to do. But it was slow and boring and a slog, and I found myself disinterested like an hour in.
Honestly, my interest was kept mostly the whole movie. But I definitely had moments where I'm just like, if I had to watch, I'd be looking at it, you know?
I was looking at it going, this is really cool and awesome, but like, I'm just so tired and annoyed.
You did watch it when you got a tattoo on the second. Do you remember feeling like that?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
It's
well,
just,
I don't know. I thought it was too long, but I enjoyed the movie overall.
They're sitting around smoking, and then they're singing, and then they're sitting around smoking, and then they're singing, and then like they're sitting around smoking, and then they're singing, and they're sitting around smoking, and then there's explosion.
Yeah, but I think the movie's more just to do with, like, you're supposed to be focusing more on the relationships that are happening in there, as opposed to just what acts they're playing out, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It gives me more of like a Killing Time vibe, like the how it's like showing clips of him in the bloody courtroom, and then like in the later episodes, and then him in the prison at the 8. That's just the sort of vibe I was getting. So I wasn't too bothered by the pace of it. I
like slow, boring movies, but for whatever reason, it's just great on me.
Well, it's definitely not worthy of the first movie in any way.
Yeah.
But I just can't fault any of the performances.
The performances were great. The chemistry for Gaga and Phoenix was there, but it doesn't go anywhere.
It definitely wasn't the movie that needed to be made. They could have just left it, and we would have had Joker forever.
Oh yeah. I prefer this than a traditional sequel where he fucking does the Joker thing. Because I'm always asking for something weird and kooky and different and risky. But then, it didn't deliver.
You're asking for something different, but it wasn't this.
Yeah.
I didn't say do a musical, you fucking idiots.
Or I think if you're gonna do a musical, lean into it and make the songs like bigger and entertaining. I think if it is a musical, the best parts of it should be the music. And I thought half the songs were okay and half the songs were boring as fuck.
I could not agree with you more. The songs were not the best part of this movie.
And it's a musical. If it's a musical, then the best parts of it should be the musical numbers. Some of them are good. Some of them are really good. Some of them are boring as fuck.
None of them were good enough for me to be like, I want to put that on my Spotify list.
Oh, no.
You know, but that happens with some movies. I watch it and I'm like, fuck yeah, I want that. Do they have that? Oh yeah, it's on Spotify. I'm not looking for that on fucking Spotify.
Yeah, so if it's a musical and the music doesn't really deliver, that's a pretty big knock.
It is. It is. And that's probably why I left feeling like, even though, like I said, I enjoyed watching it, I wasn't sure if I liked it.
I like it and I appreciate it, but it's a slog. It's a slog. For me.
Yeah, no, that's completely fair. But it just it didn't capture anything of the first one, which is sad that it has to compare to such a brilliant movie.
And weird that they just did something completely different. Todd Phillips, the writer-director, he just like... Credit where credit's due, he's just like, fuck it. I'm not going to give the people what they want. I'm going to give them what they don't want.
Look, I guess in some ways I was just relieved that it wasn't like woke as fuck.
Yeah, when we're going there, you're saying like, oh, I just have such dread going into franchises I loved. It was the same thing over and over again. This wasn't like the committee and like everyone homogenizing it and making it bland and boring. This was just like a random artist's like, I don't know.
It's just a movie.
Let's jump in the pool. Like a musical. A weird, depressing, slow courtroom musical.
There's not any other musicals like it.
That's fair.
But yeah, I don't know. And because of that, I guess I went in with such low expectations. Like I'm so ready to be absolutely destroyed by this movie that I guess that's how I was able to get joy out of it.
I didn't realize it was going to be hated so much when I went in. I went in like pretty fresh. I hadn't seen any Rotten Tomato scores or anything.
Yeah, no, they weren't looking good, eh?
They're not looking good at all.
And then every time I'd see like a picture joke, I'd just look on comments to see what people were saying about it. Everyone's like, "Fuck this movie! This movie's so shit!" Like,
it's not bad.
I'm like, it is not deserving of that. Like, if you actually watch it and you're not interested, that's fair enough.
We had people walk out.
I was about to say, just like that couple which walked out halfway through the movie. But I found it so ironic that they were walking out, and the second they walked out, it had the Joker and Harley Quinn going, I don't think we're giving them what they want.
Yeah.
And I kind of chuckled to myself, so
there was a moment where they were on the steps where she starts singing to him and he was like, please stop. And that was my exact thought as well.
Oh God! Stop! He's already
Stop
dead.
singing. There was a comedian in here when he's getting the guy to sign the book for him, and the guy's like, "This will be worth lots of money when he fries." And he rubs it out and he says, "I hope you get cancer." The guy who's doing that too is called Tim Dillon, and he's a comedian. He's like friends with Joe Rogan, so I watched him on a bunch of podcasts. And I went to see him live, and I can't repeat any of the jokes he said because they're so like horrific and disgusting and brutal. And they work where he says them on stage and how he says them, but if I tried to tell you any of them, you'd be like, "That is off color and I'm offended, sir."
Oh.
He says some horrific and brutal stuff. But it's the most intense experience I've ever had seeing comedy live. I've seen a bunch of people, Bill Bailey, fucking Billy Connolly, a few comedians here and there. But yeah, I was like crying and hysterical and like leaning over like, I can't believe he's saying this. It was crazy. So kudos to Tim Dillon. He was in this movie and he's a G.
I hope you get cancer.
Yeah, which is a reference to the first movie was set on The King of Comedy, which is an old Martin Scorsese film. I watched that last night. It's a fucking brilliant movie. When it came out, a lot of people were saying like the Joker is brilliant and amazing and incredible. I thought it was brilliant and amazing and incredible for like a comic book movie, but like as cinema, a wider landscape. You look at the stuff it was trying to reference, Martin Scorsese's King of Comedy and Taxi Driver. They're brilliant and crazy and amazing, and the Joker's really good, but like not quite as high as the hype surrounding it. People were fucking losing their mind to this, and I was like, it was good.
It was the first good movie in years, though.
That's fair.
Like it came out like during a lot of shit movies.
Yeah. So yeah, that I hope you get cancer. That's a King of Comedy reference.
That's cool.
Yeah, the King of Comedy. That's the fucking De Niro's in it, who was in the first one. Obviously, there are a lot of parallels. I thought the judge could have been played by Martin Scorsese, because if you watch a lot of Scorsese films, Martin's always in it, like doing it. And if this is trying to be kind of influenced by those movies, I thought that would have really worked, because the judge looked a lot like Martin Scorsese, and he kind of acted like him. I think maybe they cast that guy to look like him. But if it was actually Martin Scorsese, I think that would have been awesome.
Oh yeah, it could have been awesome. Yeah.
But he probably would have been like, "What the fuck is this? Get the fuck out of my office. I'm not doing this. Joker 2, Fleur de Lune, nah."
No, fucking musical, cunt. Are you serious?
Yeah, Scorsese's the one that come out and said comic book movies aren't cinema, which is obviously dumb, but...
Straight up, so it's like, yeah, what are the chances here to be one? Make him look like a hypocrite on like movies, and especially if it started flopping like it is.
Yeah. This was cinema, and comic book movies can be cinema.
I'm still shocked that it is flopping the way it is. Like you said, like
it's not like anyone even waited to see it before they made up their mind. It's like word spread so quick and just got into everyone's ears, and they were just like, musical. Fuck that. I hate musicals, and that's part of my identity as a human being. I will not watch it. Because the first one made like a bill.
Yeah, dude, it was, and everyone, like, I saw it multiple times. Like, it was great. I really enjoyed it.
This one is, I think it's gonna flop. Or break even.
Which means that, I could make a third one anyway.
Do you really want to see a third one?
If they had, well, like I said, I really watched one to Joaquin Phoenix's Joker do the Joker thing.
Yeah, nah, he's dead, mate.
I know I'm not going to, obviously. There was no way he's fucking alive. The classic stop moving and then stare at his unblinking corpse for like...
Yeah, no, he's dead. We did not stay for the after credits scene because I couldn't get out of there fast enough.
That's an after credits scene?
I don't know. I left both times. As soon as it said directed by Todd Phillips, I'm like, see you later.
I'm thinking about there being one, but there probably was.
I don't know. There may not have been. But it's not leading into a sequel or anything.
That's a good point.
So there shouldn't be. It's its own universe, obviously. It's not tying into anything else DC. It just is the Arthur Fleck universe or what the fuck ever.
Yeah, I totally thought they were building to that, eh?
Everyone kind of wanted that, but they were just like, nope.
No, we get
musical is
mate.
dead. And Robert Pattinson has a different Joker as well.
Well,
DC universe is
the Joker hasn't even appeared in that one, has he?
In the after credit scene of the first one, you see him like blurred out in a prison cell.
Ah, right, yeah.
And I think that's gonna be Batman too. Just seeing the same shit.
The Joker. God, I'm so glad they're doing a new villain.
The Joker.
It's not like there's a bunch of other villains which never got the spotlight. You got to give it to Marvel. They've covered a bunch of their fucking villains, but DC is just like you are
What
the
have we got? We got
Joker.
Superman, we got Batman, we got the Joker. Just fucking
Or did you want to maybe do another thing of Mr. Freeze or something? No.
The
Let's
Joker.
chuck the Joker in there.
Again.
Hey?
Different actor. We got like Jack Nicholson, we got Heath Ledger, we got Jared Leto, we got the new guy, we got
Not to
Joaquin
mention the TV
Phoenix.
series. Well,
Oh, well then, yeah, there's a million.
and the animated series.
Oh, yeah, and the comics. There's been a lot of Jokers. Dinner in America. We watched it. It was crazy. It was amazing. It was awesome. It was a ride. That movie, I was engaged 100% the whole way through.
That movie was a breath of fresh air. Like, it was just so unique. I couldn't even describe it to someone.
Yeah, I keep on like recommending it to people. I'm like, what is it? I'm like, it's kind of like a romantic drama, but it's just like turned up to 30 and like batshit fucking insane.
I always added the guy's a cunt, but he's somewhat as likable.
Yeah, you're right. It is refreshing in 2024 to see a movie like that just fucking doesn't pay any attention to what's politically correct or what words you can say or what words you can't say or rape or
Felt like
anything.
a 90s movie.
It
you know?
did,
Like,
yeah.
it was the movie it was supposed to be.
Yeah.
And that's that. I don't give a shit what you guys have to say. This is the movie I want to make.
Yeah.
This is what I'm making.
And I'm gonna do it exactly how I want and execute it at such a high level, and it's gonna be a ride.
And that's why I fucking loved it. You weren't wrong when you said strap in.
Yeah, and it goes for like a minute 40? It goes for an hour 40 minutes.
Super short, so it doesn't even take that
Brilliant,
much time.
beautiful.
Didn't go for 2.5 hours.
This could have been, Joker 2 could have been an hour 40.
It
Yeah.
fucking definitely could have been. But
Cut out half the songs, condense it.
that movie was great, and it doesn't go where you're expecting it to
It
go.
starts off a certain way, and you're like, oh, holy fuck, and then it hard pivots. And then during the hard pivot, it does a million other things which are brilliant and beautiful.
And the character development is surprisingly good considering how it's delivered.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not delivered in the most pleasant sort
It
of
was
way.
like a really, no spoilers, but yeah, the characters and their relationships was super compelling and immersive, and I loved it.
Every one of them.
Yeah.
It's a really fucking good movie. I know we're reviewing, Joker or whatever, but it was just a separate thing.
Nah, it's the same.
Okay, I know we're reviewing Joker, but don't bother about Joker 2.
Don't see the Joker 2.
Go and watch Dinner in America.
Rent it from Amazon Prime. Pay the money. Pay the
Fucking
money.
really good.
We need less movies like the Joker. Maybe we need some more boring.
No, you know what? Let's not
musicals.
say less movies like the Joker. I think it has its place. It's just not what we needed for it. You know what I mean? I think, by all means, like they can't blame it. I don't know. It was different still. It wasn't woke. It wasn't like it was just someone making a movie they wanted to make. We just didn't
Courtroom drama
receive it the way
musical.
it should have been. Do you know what I mean? Maybe that he may have created exactly what he wanted to,
Oh, you probably did.
and good for him.
Yeah.
You know?
And I'm down for weird, different, obscure things that don't give you what you want. But even still.
It just
needs a
feel
trim.
like-
It needs a trim, and it needs to be a little bit quicker, and the songs need to be bigger and better.
Yeah.
I think if you trim it down, and make the songs really good. If you like sit there and go, whoa, that song, the stage, the dancing, the choreography, if you sit down and go, holy fuck, that was a brilliant piece, I think then it's 100%. But as it is, yeah, I don't know, out of 10, I'd probably give it like a 6.
No, true. I would have gone 7. But
I gave it a 4 after my first viewing. I
Holy
was
shit,
like,
so as in-
fuck this to death.
yeah, no, like I said, I genuinely enjoyed watching it. I
That's
wouldn't say I loved the film, but I did enjoy watching it. Which I was surprised because I wasn't expecting to. Which could have been a main reason.
Yeah. Alright, guys. Joker 2. It was a movie. It exists. It was weird and different. Credit where credit's due. I want more risks taken. I want more roll of the dice. Sometimes.
Just not with fucking a Joker, like we've done him so many times.
Well, Dinner in America was the same thing, right? It's different. It's weird. It's a risk. it's like a 6, you know? 6, yeah. Joker's like, it's not quite a 6.
Fuck, that movie's like a fucking... I'll give that movie a fucking 8 out of 10.
Oh yeah, no, I give it like a 10 out of 10. I was,
10 out of 10,
I was
nice.
trying to like reference, I don't know, dice or something. You know when you roll the dice, like Snake Eyes is bad. I think 6 is good.
Lucky 7, isn't it?
Lucky 7, I don't know anything about dice, but I'm trying to use this
I
as
just heard
like
that from the movies. Come on, baby!
Snake Eyes.
Oh.
Yeah, all my knowledge of poker is from film.
Yeah, same.
The Joker 2, ladies and gentlemen! It was a movie. I appreciated it, but it was a slog.
Yeah. Don't go to it expecting anything like the first movie.
No.
But I enjoyed it, so if you're anything like me, then you might enjoy it as well. But shorter.
There we go.
Sweet. Cool.